Hey guys, how's it going? This is Mike from M&R Automotive. Are you guys installing accessories on your truck and don't have auxiliary switches? Well, I have a solution for you guys. We're going to be installing the M&R wireless wiring harness 2.0. This will allow you to have 8 different accessories, and the best part about it is that you don't have to drag any wiring inside the cab for switches because everything's done wirelessly through this keypad. This is a totally do-it-yourself project, super easy install, and I'm going to teach you how to do it on the Ford Bronco. We have the M&R wireless module, the remote. We have all the stickers for our buttons for the remote. There's a fuse holder, 2 power wires, 1 for every side of the fuse. Black ground wire for the module. 2 zip ties for mounting. Optional ACC wire. We typically don't use it, but it's available. And some connectors with a fuse. Let's go ahead and take off the cover from the control module. There's 4 Allen screws that we're going to remove, 1 on each side. So with the cover off, we do have 8 different circuits with 8 different amp ratings, 1 positive for every circuit. Everything's nicely epoxied, and you do have accessory ports. So we have 2 ports here, 3 trigger wires. We have a positive for the battery, and we have a ground terminal here. I'm going to open the fuse box. I'm going to remove the 8mm nuts, and we're going to install an inline fuse. So I'm going to go ahead and lift up one of the washers. It's a 100 amp inline fuse. Doesn't matter how it goes as long as you put it on the terminals. And let's install the 2 power cables, 1 on each side. So we're going to do 1 with a washer and a nut, and then I'll do the second one on the other end. That's 1. And then this is going to be the second one. So now we have a power cable with an inline fuse. So this is the positive, BAT positive terminal of the module. I'm going to loosen this terminal. I'm going to grab the power wire, feed it from under, and we're going to put it connected to this terminal. Now we can tighten this bolt. And we're going to do the same thing on the ground, which is the BAT minus. So before we connect this to the battery, I do want to point out a couple of cool features of the 2.0 module that the 1.0 does not have. The 2.0 is equipped with trigger wires 1, 2, and 3, and those will be these 3 terminals. If there's any power signal onto these 3 contacts, it's going to turn on automatically designated channels. A common question that we get is how to turn on your light bar together with your high beams. So one way to do it would be to connect your light bar to auxiliary 6 and then run a positive wire from your high beams to trigger wire 1 contact. So now anytime somebody turns on the high beams, channel number 6 is going to turn on automatically. And if you wanted to control auxiliary 7, that would be trigger wire number 2, and channel 8 would be the trigger wire number 3. So this is a optional feature, it's not required. This would be if you're not using your remote and you want something like your high beams or your reverse lighting to control some of these auxiliary channels. In this video, we're not going to be using trigger wires. It's fairly advanced wiring, which we're not going to get into at the moment. So now let's go ahead and connect this module to the battery. So now we're in the engine bay. We're going to provide power and ground to our module. We're going to use one of these terminals. We're going to loosen the bolt. We're going to slide a terminal underneath it, and we're going to retighten it. Loosen the nut, slide the battery terminal, and retighten it. So now I'm going to do the same thing with the ground. When I do connect the ground, you're going to see a blinking or a solid green light here. So I'm going to loosen this. I'm going to slide the terminal under, and there's a solid green light, which means that the module is getting power and is grounded correctly. All right, now we can connect our light bar to it. So let's talk about the light bar wiring. The Pro Series light bar comes with 3 wires. There is a white wire, which is the amber DRL. It's the amber back glow. There's a black wire, which is the ground, and there's a red wire, which is the positive wire for the main function of the light, which is powerful white light. So you're going to need 2 power sources or 2 auxiliary switches to control between the 2 functions of the light bar. So the main white light requires a little bit more amps as opposed to the DRL. So we can use switch number 1 for the powerful white light, and we can dedicate a smaller amp switch for the amber DRL. I'm going to separate the wires to get rid of some of the sheathing, give a little bit more slack. We'll cut this off later. I'm going to connect the red wire, which is the powerful white light. We're going to connect it to the first terminal. So the white wire, which is the amber DRL, We're going to connect it to the 8th terminal. And now we just have a black wire. We just have to ground it. I'm just going to put an eyelet on it, and we're going to ground it as well. Crimp it. And we can actually use the same bolt that we use to ground our module. We're going to slip the eyelet through it, and we're going to reinstall it. The M&R wiring harness that's provided has crimp connectors, so that way you can connect them to your auxiliary switches. If we're going to use the wireless controller, then we have to take these off. It's pretty simple. You just cut off the crimp connectors and strip the wire. So looking at the M&R wireless harness, we're already using channel 1 and channel 8 for our light bar. So for the ditch light kit, you're going to need 2 power sources. You can use either 2 and 7, for example, or if you wanted to fuse the amber DRLs together so that way they turn on with one switch, you can also do it. You would just connect the white wire to wire number 8. So we're going to use 2 and 7 for this example. Feed the wires from the bottom. So we're going to unscrew channel 2. We're going to slide our power wire to it, and the red wire is going to be the powerful white light, and then the white wire that we're going to use, we're going to put it on channel number 7. The last step is to mount it. There's 2 different ways of mounting the system. There's 2 pre-drilled holes here from the inside of the module. You can attach it to the top of a cover if you drill 2 holes and use the supplied hardware, or you could use the supplied zip ties. They go through the ears here, and you can attach it to any type of support. So on this Bronco, with having so many anchor points around the battery, on the battery tray, we can use the zip ties to anchor it here and possibly on this side. So you can either have it mounted on the side or here, or even on the cover of the fuse box. So now that we have everything wired up, let me show you how this works. We're going to have 2 different functions on a light bar. We have the powerful white light. We also have the amber backglow. And same thing with our ditch light kit, we're going to have the powerful white light and amber backglow. Everything's controlled wirelessly and makes installation a lot easier. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video and got the confidence that you need to do your wiring project. You guys are going to absolutely love this product.